social media has been blamed for a lot of fake news. And there are fears around the spread of AI contributing not just to fake news, but other similar sort of negative consequences. Given the size of India's population, and you made that point about digital internet access, there is a very significant number of people who are primarily mobile and are consuming all their news, information, content in a private circumstance just on their phones. How big is that a risk, and are there any global models or frameworks that India should look at to prevent these negative consequences leading to any manner of social unrest?
Absolutely. That's a great question. This is an important year. India goes to the polls, the US does, Indonesia does, so the majority
40 plus nations.
Majority of the world's population. So misinformation, disinformation, deep fakes that distort reality, that distort the integrity of public information, they are a real risk to democracy, to the legitimacy of political processes, regardless of the political system that you have. So this is a serious concern. And I think when you do not have, as is the case today, and I've heard this at Davos from social media platforms, their CEOs and others, you do not have standards today for watermarking, for authenticating information. So it's a free-for-all. Everyone can check or may not check, but there's no standard today. So we must address this urgently, and there's an opportunity this year with the Summit of the Future at the United Nations in September to adopt a common document, a global digital compact, which lays out the principles, the actions to be taken. And as part of that, as part of the preparation for the Summit of the Future, we at the UN are working on a pact on the integrity of public information, which would provide those standards, those guidelines. Now, that needs to be adopted first, but then implemented. So media organizations, social media, digital platforms need to come together to commit to those standards and then implement them. And most importantly, put human resources behind that effort. It's not all going to be AI doing that.
A quick follow-up before I move on to our next question. Will it take AI to catch and take care of fake AI?
Yes, they say set a thief to catch a thief. That's already happening. So a lot of social media platforms use AI to catch, let's say, disturbing content around child sexual abuse, etc. So when it comes to political information, this is more difficult because there are nuances, and there could be even linguistic regional nuances in terms of what is considered an insult in one area and what's considered just, good old-fashioned ribbing in another area. So I think you need to have the AI and the human working together on these issues. You need to have people who can not just fact check, but who can sense whether something is being manipulated or not.